G'day viewers, I managed to revive this welder. I did some quick tests. What I did, I hooked the MIG welder's output to the DC output to this generator. So I obviously grounded the MIG here and the workpiece to here. And this thing ran like a pretty good DC motor. Had a lot of torque to it as well. I ran this thing as a motor for about 5 minutes on the welder and turning it up flat out at 30 volts going into it. It's got relatively good speed out of it, and that proved if this thing ran as a motor, there's no popped windings or anything in there, so that proved that there's absolutely nothing wrong with this generator at all. And sure enough, I ran it back as a welder, and sure enough it started working again. So running it as a motor must have put some residual magnetism or something back in the armature body. I'm not sure, because that's maybe what happened. Maybe there's not enough residual magnetism inside the armature inside this generator. You know, it's not self-exciting as I spin it with a PDO. By running this thing as a motor off the MIG welder, it's must have remagnetised it somehow, and now this thing works quite well now. It's working pretty good. You can see there I greased everything and kind of had a bit of a grease shower there. Yeah, it's working quite well now. I'd still love to get a new resistor pack for this and redo all this, have this all how it should be, and use the 32 volt outlet again. If I can follow, I can get the parts from, I could restore this how it was, how it would have been used back in the day. This thing does a good job. It's a good welder. Kicks ass. So I gotta try and follow. I can buy myself one of these things. There's this and there's nothing else. Welder 250 BT. It's got a file I can buy one from. There's a I gotta keep an eye on farming clearance sales, but the only thing is every man and their dog wants one. So I'm gonna try and find one like this. Anyway, it's just this unit alone. I can get another diff, another high ratio diff, and do this setup, because I reckon this is the best setup. Beats using fan belts and everything, how it was originally. Originally had a big pulley and a fan belt was belt driven, but I prefer this direct drive setup. Much more reliable and much more solid. If I can find a truck diff or some other 45 degree high ratio gearbox will do. But anyway, she's all fixed, working quite well. After this desulfate, I decided to stick this near me ute and just leave it on here. Stays on this battery now. Keeps it in the most toppers condition possible. It sits there, that's it. To keep the battery healthy for a long time. Yeah, I'll leave it on here now. I got the J card desulfator on a trickle charger, and that's working quite well for batteries that are sitting in storage, not doing anything. So I got that and the other Genius charger charging, keeping another battery topped up. So anyway, there's keeping the main battery topped up at a big tractor. It tested bloody 50% because the old man's always shifting the tractor, never lets it just shifts it, starts it up, never revs it over idle, and the outlet doesn't work when it's on idle. It's just a crappy setup. Sure enough, the battery got a bit weak from that, so it's revived up quite well. I got the other big 600 coil crank in there, the DIN 85L in there now, and that battery is 100% healthy thanks to this. This is good for really hard sulfation, this one. Quite happy with that. I hook it up like that. I don't hook it up through here. I don't know why, but I hook it up through here. It doesn't actually charge through there, then put power through there. For some reason the battery still didn't charge. Doing it this way, the battery's getting the constant current and it's being trickle charged. Using only a rectified TV power supply transformer. Not even warm. Just sitting there quite happily. And it has for the last month. Doesn't use much power either. This needs more of a proper smart charger. This will monitor the battery properly. Sure enough, it's keeping it maintaining the battery. It's trickle charging it now. So That will stay there till the battery gets back up to what it should be, so it's a 720 coil cranker there. Also the glue idea seems to have worked on that. No more oil down the side of the block. Have changed the oil on it too. But man, it was overfilled with petrol big time. The oil was running as all get out. It's a good thing I changed it, it runs much happier now. It's still flooded again though, but that's because I didn't put the bloody fill filter back on. The needle bloody got the tiniest bit of crud jammed in it, so I put the filter back on now it seems to be okay. Anyway, that's probably enough for now. Little update on things. Thanks for watching.